Hopefully you can hear me now. Somebody's been messing with my equipment here. I don't know what's up. So I'm Jarrell is said he said nope, no audio. So somebody's been messing with my equipment. I don't know who was messing with it, but somebody's gonna be in trouble once I get this together. So we got some free throws here by Lucas Skuka. Welcome back. So we good now. Yeah, the audio. See, like something happened here. One of my kids were back here fucking with my shit. You know what I'm saying? So one of my kids are gonna get themselves in trouble when I speak to them. So my audio is definitely not it wasn't working. Now it's working, man. So thank you. I am Jarrell. Is my producer. This is my pseudo producer though throughout the years. He goes, Mr. Tony Crow. He said, welcome back, man. Been trying to track me down. Yeah, man. I've been working, bro. I've been working like a lot. I haven't had a chance to do my own show, let alone get on anybody else's show. Yeah, man. So I'm definitely in the business now. So we good now. Salute. Yeah, man. So that's what's up. So far, typical summer league game, man. The Knicks. I wish the Knicks would be that aggressive team one year, man. So I mean, so far, we haven't been that way. I see number 46 is there. A lot of players that we've been looking at, man. Whoever's coaching this summer league team, they just basically put the whole second unit in there now, next to McCullough. McCullough started the game. So he goes number 20 on Detroit. Got to get some of these guys' names together here. Number 20 on Detroit pulls up air ball there. So number 20, I believe he scored earlier. No, he did not. He has number 20. That's Chaz Lanier. Yeah, so a bunch of like my players, man. The NBA is not the same. We're paying all of our major players $70 million a year, just to have my players playing in the summer league. You know what I'm saying? So we only care about our star players, but don't give a damn about anybody else in the NBA. So I mean, as a NBA basketball fan and stuff like that, of course I love the Knicks, but I love the game too, man. So I want the game to be better. So I don't understand why paying one guy 70 something $million how that does that make your team better? The salary cap is not so you can max out players, it's so you can get more players and better players on your team, not max out guys where you can't sign anybody else. So I mean, these NBA players are ridiculous. So far, this new group here that we have here, number 46, that's the new center. That's my man. What's his name? Najee. James Najee. Definitely bring a lot more energy. Diawara came in and brought some energy. Number 35 brought some energy. So we'll see how this plays out. Looks like yeah, Skuka's still out there. So number 24 is bringing the ball up for Detroit. Number 5 has it over to the token light skin guy, 47, back to 24, top of the key, being guarded by Diarra. Diarra gave up his position, kicks it out to the corner for their three-point shooter. Of course, the white kid can shoot threes, so three-point shot in the corner by Detroit. Who was that? Let me see. It's the thing with ESPN, man. ESPN compared to NBA.com, there's too many little nuances here. So number 3 was Miller Kopp. Like, who the fuck is these guys, man? Like Miller Kopp, I'm not like, I'll admit that I haven't been watching college basketball, but come on, man. Number 34 now posting up, 35. Black hole there, just threw it up there. Number 35 is Lucas Skuka, just fouled him for no apparent reason. The guy had no shot. So these guys are communicating. I see number 35 and Najee communicating with each other, giving each other's pounds and stuff. This Detroit team is definitely way more aggressive than the Knicks. Like I said, I wish the Knicks team will come out aggressive one year, man. This shit is annoying. Every single year is the same thing. Like we get cracked. I mean, we had, but I'm thinking about Kevin Knox and stuff. When Kevin Knox came through, he was still getting cracked by guys. RJ Barrett and all these guys when they were here. Let me text my constituents here. Yeah, just letting them know. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with Instagram, because if Instagram is not working, then I might have to switch to the normal format. Yeah. So I don't understand why Instagram isn't working. So I might have to put in, switch up this schedule here. Anyway, so we're definitely getting our first timeout. No, not timeout. So I mean, it's weird. Every time that they have the ball inbounds there, everybody clears out. It seems like everybody clears the court. So here we go. They're trying to run a play here. I don't know who's coaching the Knicks there, but I'll get to know that soon. If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. You got Tyler Kolek jammed himself into the corner there. He has nowhere to go, jammed up. Guys all over him. So that was a poor decision play there. So I mean, just to throw my little thoughts about Tyler Kolek. People just assume that he's going to be like this great player, guy, but he has a lot of flaws to his game. He's not the smartest player, to tell you the truth. For somebody to pass the ball and can shoot so well, He's not the smartest guy. Like, just now, he just threw himself into the corner and jammed himself up for no reason, almost caused a turnover. It looks like our guy was that Pink Date. No, Pink Date is not in the game yet. I'm waiting for to see Pink Date. No, he is in the game. Pink Date just shot the ball just now. So Pink Date, if you guys have Netflix, you could check out Reebok's documentary. Pink Date is all over there. Given just he's just a young guy, 19 years old, signed to Reebok. They're trying to get underdogs on their squad, and he's definitely an underdog. Get a lot of potential. Not too much quickness, not too much athleticism, but a lot of confidence. Here goes Tyler Kohler, can't do nothing but throw his body into players. Here goes James Najee, kicks it out to Kohler again, just chucks it off balance, slaps the ball out. Here comes Detroit on the fast break, just like the regular Knicks during the regular season. Pushes the ball in, and the referees didn't call no foul, but they're going to say out of bounds. It's going to be Detroit's ball. Shout out to Holland the second. Like I said, I said this earlier. I don't know if you guys heard, but Holland the second was on their playoff roster. So why the fuck is he in summer league? I mean, I believe I'm not sure. I guess last year was his rookie year, so this is his second year. So I mean, guys like that, you play in the playoffs, you shouldn't be here. But I get it, man. It is what it is. What it is. Say what's up to delusional Knicks fan. What's up, delusional Knicks fan? Delusional Knicks fan. We were in the same place, man. I knew you looked familiar. I should have said something, but it was like, when I'm looking at somebody trying to figure out who they are, and then somebody distracts you. Oh, what's up, man? Oh shit. So that was the type of day that we had, for Knicks Twitter Day. So I haven't spoken about Knicks Twitter Day, man. For those that didn't go, Knicks Twitter Day, it was a good event. Like there's a lot of negativity and a lot of side stories going on with that event. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely a corporate event. It's not a Twitter event. It's a corporate event. That's definitely what it was, man. So like a bunch, all of us showed up, which was nice. But the real people from Twitter, they were actually was there, but you could see MSG and all this, and you could see like the camera was only on certain things, and you see they filmed a documentary and commercials and all kind of stuff. Ben Stiller popped up and they did interviews and stuff outside. But who planned those interviews? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're premeditated interviews on the outside. They didn't really talk to nobody in the place, so but outside of those things like that, I had a good time. But for those wondering, these events like that I'm saying now, they're basically corporate events now. All these guys, like Knicks Fan TV is definitely company men now. These guys are basically not on. I don't know if they're on the payroll. I don't know their business and whatever, but they're the darlings of the Knicks now. So there's no such thing as podcasts, and there's no such thing as Twitter people. There's only like whoever is the coolest one, and that's the Knicks Fan TV is they're the best. They can't put nothing against them. And also you got the Strickland was there. You also got what is it? Knicks Film School was there, and then the guy Sean. I hate Sean. Is documented to me and had beef and stuff like that. But I would give it up to him, man, because while I was waiting to get in, he came out and he extended his hand to me and he shook my hand. So it's all good, man. I ain't got no problems with the kid, man. And I'm not gonna speak about him anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because we at a point now where like he's doing stuff and he likes to run his mouth and he says things, about haters and stuff like that. And you're not gonna catch me out there with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, they anointed you the guy, so please just do whatever you can for the fans. If they're gonna anoint you as the fan representative and give you opportunities, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna hate on it. Like if anybody wants to do an event and they want it to be a genuine event, it would have to be something that we do ourselves. Shout out to Simeon Russell with Nothing But Knicks. He everybody's been going through stuff, man. I've been going through things. Sim's been going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we haven't really organized any events on our ends. You know what I'm saying? So we could have easily made a tournament. We've been thinking about that for the longest. Sim has successfully did a cookout, watch parties in Atlantic City. We've done things like that. Sim has done things like that. So it's been like we already experienced those type of things, but MSG never popped out for any AR events. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, they have their anointed ones, so you can't hate on it. And then the more you talk about it, the more people like Sean will get wind of it and then call you a hater, and then you just be a part of that. So I refuse to do that. Like I said, he extended his hand to me, so for me, that's the end of that. I'm not gonna talk about the kid anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just if he puts on an event, You just just show up, have a good time and let it be what it is. So we're back in action here. Number 56 kicks it out to thing. Another steal there by Detroit. Detroit is all on the ball here. The Knicks cannot make any clean passes. As you can see, James what's his name? Diawara. He's a little frustrated. He already got his hands on his shoulders, kind of fucking annoyed a little bit. Number 28, that's Pink Date. Is that Pink Date? Dink Pate, I mean. He has the ball on the top of the key. They got him running point guard right now. I really don't like that action. He's going all the way to the basket. A little rough shot to the basket. Got fouled. No fouls called here in Summer League. Number 5 driving on the Knicks. Pump fake inside, drop off pass, threw it right out of bounds, and they're gonna say it's Detroit ball. It's crazy. So I mean, it is what it is. It says Detroit's ball, 21-11. So just the way that this game looks here, I'm not sure if the Knicks are going to be able to come back here. Tyler Kolek has some NBA experience. He can, it seems like he can barely get the ball across the board against some tough defense without a screen. Here goes Hakporti with a screen. Yeah, he drives in there and falls straight out of bounds, and it should be Detroit's ball. Are they going to call a foul? Referees are calling a foul. That was not a foul. He basically took the chair from underneath him, and Hakporti fell right out of bounds. They didn't even touch him. So shout out to Garcia, number 47, I believe. Number 47 or 34. One of those guys were playing defense, did the perfect defense, took the seat from underneath him, and Hakporti fell to the floor. These NBA refs, and this is the style of play, the era that we're in right now is just not the same like it used to be. Like when guys did something like that, we knew it was them taking the chair from underneath. It's not a foul. The referees wouldn't call a foul. But now, since the player is flopping around and stuff and don't know where he is, it looks like a foul, so the referees call a foul. Because they don't know how to call it because there's no post play anymore. Hakporti just throws it up, strong arms. Looks like James Nnaji dropped it in there, tried to get the offensive rebound. He does. Now that's on Diawara, excuse me. Back out to Dink Paint. Dink Paint just pulls up a jump shot, erratic, man. Not even looking at his teammates. But they got him running point guard. I don't think that's the right position for him. He is 6 foot. I think they got him listed at 6'9". Pink Date. Excuse me, Dink Paint. But he shouldn't be running point guard. Especially with Kolek out there. He goes to the Detroit guys. Number 26, live dribble coming around the screen. A lot of confidence. Pulls up, misses it. Here comes Hakporti with the rebound. He almost traveled there. Now he's bringing the ball up. Gives it over to Kolek. Kolek is dribbling. Kicks it out to Dink. Dink almost lost it. Number 28. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it back to Hakporti. Hakporti's dribbling. Trying to give it over to, oh my God. Did they call a foul? Knicks can't even make passes. This Detroit Pistons squad is just super aggressive. So it comes down to that, the aggressiveness of certain teams and stuff. So let me see if I can fix this here, so I can so I don't have to keep adjusting it. This is fucking annoying me. Let me see, bring it up to 100%. All right, so I guess I got to keep it like this. So you guys won't be able to see it on your end, but on my end I'll be able to see it. So I've been trying to get this this Instagram thing going, but Instagram's not working, guys, man. So I'm gonna switch over to the YouTube screen. So hopefully can I do that? I don't think they allow you to do. Once you pop it, they don't want you switch back, I guess. So let me see. Yeah, so they won't. That's crazy. So once you start like this, they won't let you switch it. Ain't that a bitch? Let me see if they won't let you do it. It's crazy. All right, whatever, man. Fuck it. So I guess we stuck here at this thing. So like I said, once I get a chance, maybe I'll see if I can switch this. I'll try to put Instagram on again. But let me put on Gregory Rosario here. He says the Knicks always look great on paper, but in the real world they always suck. Whether it's the NBA, yeah, I get it, man. It is definitely frustrating. Definitely frustrating. He goes delusional Knick fan. He says, you think not having a coach at the time affected summer league play? I don't think so. Because roster wise, they did a good job of building a nice roster. The roster is very seems it would be very competitive, but organizing players to play in a game like this, you're asking for a lot. You were at Knicks Twitter Day. You was on one of the teams. I think you were. I forgot which team you were on. I think you were on what's the young lady's name? Mills. I think you were on Mills' team, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's hard to organize and play with guys you never played with before. So I mean, this is what the Knicks are dealing with. A lot of these guys have never played together before. On the Knicks end, it's a little different because Tyler Kolek, McCullough, Bucham, Dadier, and Hakporti, these guys have played with each other. They've had a chance to play with each other in practice and things of that nature, G League and stuff like that. So there's no excuse for this squad not to be cohesive, even regardless without a coach and everything. The coach might want you to do a certain thing, but this is also just like a summer league, open style of play. They're not going to be running offensive sets per se. They're going to be running basic NBA style offensive sets, but they're not going to be running, Coach Brown's offense. You know what I'm saying? So is they're just going to be basically running, just regular sets, the best way I can put it at the moment, sets that typical NBA teams run or just typical pro league teams run. Like some of these sets that you see these guys running, you could see them run these at Dykeman and Gershwin in Brooklyn. You see guys running little pro sets and stuff like that. It's all basic plays, pick and rolls, cuts and dribble handoffs and stuff like that. You can do those type of things if you get a chance to play with certain players. But it's definitely hard coming into a gym and you don't know guys. But like I said, the Knicks shouldn't have this problem because they know each other. They've played with each other. So, right now, just looking at our Knicks from last year, we got Ariel Hakporti, only got 4 points. He does have 3 rebounds, though. Pacom Dadier, I've been looking for him to do something. He played 6 minutes, then haven't done nothing yet. No blocks. He got an assist. He got a rebound, no points. Bootchamp has been in the NBA. He shouldn't even be here because he's been in the NBA for a minute, and he has 0 points. 1 rebound. McCullough, he's another guy that's been playing well in the G League, and he's not doing much today. 2 points so far. Tyler Kolek has 6 points, basically chucking, not really getting his teammates involved as a guy that's supposed to be the point guard. So, we'll see. One play that I did like, I like Diarra found Skuka, Lucas Skuka for a layup. Outside of that, it hasn't been really anything going on here. I'm looking for James Najee to show up defensively or rebounding wise, but when he got his minutes, he didn't really do anything. He looked kind of frustrated early here. So right now, it looks like Hot Party still out there. We got number 30. So we got another live dribbler here, number 30. And then look, another turnover. Did they just call a moving screen here? The illegal screen here by the Knicks or illegal inbound? Jesus Christ. So you got another guy, Devon Grant. So he's another point guard style guy. So I can see he's a little bit more of a live body. So, live bodies are more successful in the summer league. You're not going to find, let me get this comment out of here. Like you're not going to find too many crisp basketball players. Most live body guys, guys with big motors and stuff, aggressive guys usually play well in the summer league. Detroit scores again. It's nice and easy on a reverse layup there. Hakporti's doing a lot of dribbling. Hakporti faking the dribble, can't get the pass out. Finds Bootchamp number 14. Bootchamp gets it over to Pink Date. Excuse me, I keep saying Pink Date, but it's Date Pink. Finally gets it over to Pacome for the corner three. A lot of no spacing, man. Dink was right next to Pacome and passed it to him. Detroit seems to have a little bit more cohesion there. Wide open 3-point shot, and he knocks that down. A lot of confidence and cohesion on the Detroit side. At the same time, the score is still very close. It goes Dink all the way to the basket. Should have laid it up, but kicks it out to Hakporti of all people. It goes Bootchamp. Bootchamp top of the key. He has to go one-on-one now. He has no moves. Kicks it out to Pacome. Fakes the three. And they're going to call a travel or 24. So I don't know what the fuck they called just now. It's bugged out. Yeah, man. So if anybody's looking to watch this game, it's on ESPN Plus and it's on NBA TV. So listen, if you don't have NBA TV or if you don't have ESPN Plus, if you have Disney Plus, you can use your same password and it should work. So see if that works there. If you have NBA, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. Go on to ESPN Plus and then put in your login information from Disney Plus, and it should work because it worked for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if you have to have a special package or whatever. Wow, Knicks are just not paying attention. Almost an highlight alley-oop play there, half court alley-oop from Clintman to number 36 there. So Knicks need to pay attention. These guys have experience with each other. Here goes McCullough, comes across the timeline, straddling there, almost a backcourt. Goes across Hakporti. Hakporti didn't set a good screen. So another turnover. How many turnovers are the Knicks going to have here? So I really don't understand what happened there. They're calling illegal screens or whatever they're calling. I'm just looking at the game, looking at the ball, trying to figure it out. But they're calling stuff off ball here. So I don't know what's really happening at the moment. It's kind of weird. It goes number 26 getting the ball in. He's been active, number 26 for Detroit. Here he comes bringing the ball up against number 30. Number 30 is Grant on the Knicks. Number 21 almost got a steal there. So I believe number 21 is Anton. And Antoine from that we got from Boston. He goes number 30, pushing to gives it to McCullough. McCullough right hand side takes a screen from number 21. McCullough is, I think he's just going to call his own name there. He got fouled, no foul called though. Number 34 kicks it out. Number 35 brings the ball up, dribbling, finds the point guard number 26, and they're going to call another illegal screen here. So these referees, I guess they're trying to I guess illegal screen was what they learned today in class, so they're just going to be calling that the whole fucking game. So here's what it is. He goes number 30. Number 30 bringing the ball up the court. Finally, a point guard that can bring the ball up the court. Number 14 gets it. That's Bouchamp over to 21. 21, I believe, is Anton, right? Anton Watson from Boston. Back home all the way to the basket. Tries to go up and over. Misses it. Another block there. Number 35 gets it over 26. Trailing number 34. All the way on the inside, up and over, and Pacom returned the favor and pinned this shot to the boards. Here goes number 30 over to Bouchamp. Bouchamp inside for a nice opposite side layup. So traditional NBA play there, getting all the way to the basket for the layup. Knicks are only down by 8, man. I've been talking too much junk about them, but I guess guys need to get the cobwebs out, the butterflies. Knicks are playing much aggressive. You got Antoine Watson there leading the charge, I want to say. Finds it up to number 34, wide open three-point shot, misses that. Number 35 just catches it, no resistance, turn it up and throw it in. So right now I'm looking at guys. The Knicks do not have a power forward out there. The Knicks do not have a center out there right now. So this is quote unquote modern basketball that they try to spoon feed us up our ass, letting us know that that they know more about basketball than we do. That you could play the game of basketball, expect to rebound, expect to block shots, and play defense with no power forward or center in the game. So number 21. Antoine Watson is a small forward all the way. Pacome Dadier is a small forward all the way. McCullough is a shooting guard that they want to play small forward all the way. Bouchamp is a small forward all the way. Right now they got Tyler Kolek out there. So they got 4 small forwards and a point guard out there talking about, hey, let's rebound and play some defense. Unbelievable. Here comes Tyler Kolek. It's an adventure for him bringing the ball up the court. Takes a screen, gives it right back to Antoine. Antoine Watson is wide open for 3. That should be good. Nope, back rim. Here comes number 45 to 24. So Detroit's been doing some roundabout substitutions as well. 46 pulled up 3-point shot in the NBA slot, missed it. Tyler Kolek with the rebound, pushes the ball up the court, gives it to McCullough. McCullough's looking jab step. McCullough's a black hole. He's looking to get his own shot. Bullshit turnaround jump shot, hit the top of the backboard. Fucking guy. So McCullough's a nut, huh? So, we're trying to find out who these guys are. Like I said, summer league. That's all it is. We can't really say too much about what we're seeing here. But if a guy's not passing the ball, not a willing passer, that there's somebody that's been in the NBA already for a little while, and somebody that we all been kind of like looking at for a while, that possibly he could be the future. Right now, not passing the rock when he should pass it is not a good look. You know what I'm saying? Not playing team basketball is not a good look right now, especially when we're losing. I don't know if he thinks the Knicks want him to be that scorer. That's why every time he's gotten it, he's forced the dumb bullshit shot too, So we'll see how it is. Let me get to you guys again, man. So I like Delusional's question, man, because coaching does affect, like, if the games counted. If we were talking about preseason, it would make a big difference. And then you're talking about training camp. But these guys, they haven't really had much time together. And like I said, Mike Brown was only hired the other day. So I'm quite sure they haven't had got a chance to get like a real coach to coach these Knicks, whatever that they're going to be trying to run. Because right now, Mike Brown has not, hasn't had the chance to build a staff yet. He doesn't even have a staff to build an offense. So right now, like I said, this is just typical NBA type plays. As this guy, Tyler Kolek, I don't want to hear nothing about this kid, man. He's not John Stockton in typical form here. Right after the Knicks made a turnover, NBA play, they run to the corners and shoot the wide open transition 3-point shot. Here goes Tyler Kolek again, throws it inside to McCullough. McCullough all the way to the basket. He had a layup and spun the wrong way, bro. Oh my God. Let me get this out of here. My bad, Delusional. So yeah, man, it's ridiculous. That's almost like an illegal screen too there. Holland was dribbling. 24 was literally dribbling, was running at his hip. So Holland turned around, cut his player off, and gave him the ball. It kept moving. That's an illegal screen to me. But on the opposite end, like I said, to start that play, Tyler Kolek had the ball and he was going to the basket, couldn't get there because he doesn't have the quickness, and decided to throw behind the back shovel pass that ended up starting that fast break for the 3-point shot. This guy, McCullough, for those that could see or not, he just drove. He got the ball in the high post on the left hand side, and he drove right. He had a layup there. He had a layup. He could have went opposite hand. He could have went there, but he decided to go halfway, spin back to the defense, and then he ended up getting it slapped out of bounds or whatever. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Knicks ball or not, but there's a dead ball beyond commercial. So right now, I'm not enjoying anything that I'm seeing right now. This guy, McCullough, is not a team player. He's chucking every single time. He wants to score, doesn't know how to. He might have some skills, but the basketball IQ of how to get his shot off is not there. McCullough's been making a lot of bonehead, plays out there. He looks like some of the guys in Nick Twitter Day. Guys that are just regular dudes that play ball on the weekend. These guys are professional players. They play every day, so this is like not a good look. Tyler Kolek, like I said, you want to talk about this is only summer league and whatever. You still got to show that you could play basic basketball. And right now, Kolek is having a hard time bringing the ball up. Having a hard time getting separation, having a hard time finding teammates and basic passes, not even assists. So not a good look here. Definitely not a good look so far. As far as the coaching too, like I said, they put 4 small forwards out there with a point guard, and that's what we got going on for us right now, and it's just not a good look. It's not going to work. Shout out to the Knicks there. You got Cat's dad is there, always chilling, always watching the basketball. I see him flirting there. I don't know who he's looking at. You got the Detroit Pistons guys there. They just showed Deuce McBride with Malik Bridges there. James Nagy now with the ball, gives it over to Tyler Kolek off a screen. Tyler Kolek gets into space, gets his own shot, misses it. Guys don't shoot off the backboard anymore. Everything is on trying to get it all net. He hit the back rim. If he hit the backboard, it would have had a chance to go in. There goes number 24 coming over. They got him on the switch. McCullough playing defense on him. Little crossover. Number 24 thinks he can take him. McCullough comes right out at him. 24 drives on him, loses McCullough, and makes a nice easy layup. McCullough a little bit too aggressive there. Got himself pushed out of bounds. Here he goes bringing the ball up the court, and he's a nut. He's not going to pass it. Here he goes dribbling the air out of it. He's not passing the ball. Here he goes pushing and gets the layup right at the rim. So McCullough's a nut, man. This guy reminds me of that dude Washington Jr., Dwayne Washington Jr. that we had last year. That every time he got the ball, all he wanted to do was shoot it. Number 20 coming around a simple NBA curl screen there, shoots the 3, misses it. Tyler Kolek brings the ball up the court, slow as fuck. He just takes the bump on 46, get his shit swatted back out to 3. McCullough gets it and shoots it. Kolek gets his own rebound. Kolek is asking guys to move around, but Kolek needs to figure out what to do himself. Here goes Bouchamp, gets it out in the perimeter, makes a nice little easy layup. Number 14, Bouchamp, nice and easy layup. You got Najee James. No, excuse me, that's Nyawa out there playing defense. He's got beat. 24 is attacking the rim, finds 47, gets it over to number 20 for 3, knocks that down. So that spot right there in the corner is extremely hot for this Detroit Pistons squad. Scores back up to 38-26. Tyler Kolek crossing over, dribbling all the way inside there. Can't get himself open, gets it over to Najee James, and Najee James finally gets a layup. So Najee James, a little frustration as you can see there because he can't get himself together. He finally gets the ball and able to get a nice little layup there. Here comes Detroit, number 17 now, looking to dribble. See, like they're just doing basic plays there. The dribble handoff there. 47 was looking to give it the dribble handoff, but he got caught traveling there. So shout out to number 47, Garcia. I like to see the big numbers, 47. If I was playing Summer League, I probably would play with one of those numbers and keep it for my career probably. He goes Tyler Kolek. If I was the defender, I would pounce on Tyler Kolek. He has no handle. Here goes Tyler Kolek again, dribbling, kicks it out in the corner to McCullough. McCullough throws it right back to 24, not out of bounds, but a turnover there. Another turnover. So McCullough's not paying attention. Kolek's not paying attention. So we're paying attention. I ran home today, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I ran home today so I could watch this game. While I was driving, I was setting up the thumbnails and I was trying to get everything together. When I got here, I was trying to set up my new setup from behind me. It wasn't working, so I had to put the old setup back. Thank God the game was a little bit delayed. You know what I'm saying? So this is all the stuff that I was doing, trying to get myself together and trying to get the names and get myself together before the game started. Started off late, a little bit of delay in the beginning, audio troubles and all this. So this is all my troubles just to get this podcast going. But here go these Knicks guys. This is their dream. This is their dream to do. This is their dream to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And they showed up to summer league like they never played a game in their life. So this is not it. So nostalgic Nick here. Thank you, man. He says James is raw. Definitely. He looks raw. He looks frustrated, to tell you the truth, you know. I gotta give it to these guys. Some of these guys, they're professional basketball players. So playing in this setting is frustrating, because they're used to a certain amount of skill out there, basketball knowledge. But if you're looking for basketball knowledge, an IQ, that type of thing, you're not gonna find that in NBA Summer League. It's just really just getting out there and just enjoying basketball and scouting. Seeing what the little things that guys are doing. If that's something that can help a team or something like this is what you're doing in summer league. You're not looking for the next Michael Jordan. You already know who the next guy is. Um, with these little games here, you're trying to find out if guys could do NBA have NBA skills. Can they play defense? Can they pass? Can they play a role? Can you see this guy? Is he playing hard? Is he communicating? That type of thing. This is what you're finding out in summer league. So I'm not sure what the guys are seeing live there. Shout out to everybody that's fortunate enough to be out there, being live there in Vegas. One of these years I'm gonna do it, man. One year I was gonna do it, I ended up getting married, so I had to cancel those plans. I really was gonna go that year, but I ended up going to Vegas anyway. But I went Vegas to get married, and the summer league was a month later, so I missed the whole summer league. So one of these years I'll probably go. So I mean, next year the Knicks have a draft pick next year. It might be a high one, because I believe we still have Washington's pick or somebody's pick. So Washington might actually be good next year. So we might actually have a decent pick. So we'll see. We'll see about next year. I think the Knicks have their pick next year as well. So the Knicks have two picks on the books. And if we don't trade that Washington pick, we'll have two picks in next year's draft. So maybe I might go to Vegas next year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, man. The coach is trash. He's doing full on substitutions though. So just if I can comment on Nick's coach, I don't know who it is, but I think from the front office standpoint, I just think they want to get guys out there playing enough minutes where they can formulate a scouting report on them, a film report on certain guys. But so far, our starters are playing a lot of minutes right now. Hakporti got 8 minutes at the moment, 10 for Racombe, 12 for Bouchamp, 12 for McCullough, and 14 for Tyler Kolek. So far, not the greatest stats. He got 6 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. It looks good on paper, but looking on the screen, it does not look like he does not look like an NBA player. He does not look good out there. Stats aside, you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. Yeah, definitely no spacing. We got Ernest E here. What's good? He says, so we are struggling again. Kolik, Dadier, and Hakporti should be able to get an easy win over this team. Yeah, they should. These guys have NBA experience, so these guys are NBA my players that I've never seen a day in my life. And I don't know why this Knicks squad is having trouble with them. Because I've seen, I've watched G League games, where Kolik was busting ass, he doesn't look like he can do anything today. I haven't seen Hakporti play well in G League though, to tell you the truth. But I've seen guys like McCollum. I've seen him take over games too on the G League, so it's weird. So it's definitely something weird. Shout out to my guy here, Mr. Crean Grant, the twin. We got D Nice here. They say these guys are not NBA. Definitely not, man. Absolutely not. Yeah, Dade looks trash too. I'm definitely look at him. He go McCullough. McCullough's got the ball now, looking to take a ball screen. Gives it to Kolek. Kolek ran with the ball, gets back over to Bouchamp. Bouchamp fakes a three, gets a top of the key, jump shot, knocks that down. That's a pro level shot, man. These NBA guys should be able to knock down wide open jump shots like that. No problem. Goes number 24, scoop pass back out to the top of the key to 34. 34 tries to spin, loses back out to the elbow, finds 24. 24 in and out dribble. They're gonna call a blocking foul on Hakporti on the switch. Very frustrating basketball. But yeah, man. If I'm out there, I definitely want a practice jersey. I would definitely love a practice jersey if they sell them. They should sell these jerseys online. I don't understand it. Like fans would love to get a summer league jersey. I know I would. You know. So 28 points so far through almost two full quarters. Yeah, it's disgusting. Right now we at 30 though, 30 to 43, which is ridiculous. So here we are. Another turnover here. Is this Detroit's turnover? This Detroit turnover. This should be Knicks ball. So 131 in the in the second quarter. Gonna be they're running four quarters in summer league. McCullough has the top of the key. Looking to give it to McCollum. He said, fuck you, McCollum. Go all the way to the basket. Gets it to Porty. Looks to dunk it in there and misses the dunk. Here comes Detroit, full head of steam. Looking, kicks it back out to 24, top of the key, and 24 just throws it right out of bounds. See, it's little things like that. Can you make a simple pass to give the guy a jump shot? So number 24 passed the ball a little bit too low, and 20 couldn't get to it. It's always the passer's fault. But here comes McCullough, top of the key, sets the screen by from McCullough there. Champ comes out to get it, top of the key now. Got some movement here inside there. Still has the ball there, ends up throwing up the jump shot, which was the right shot. Guys weren't rotating the way they were supposed to. Champ a little bit slow reading action. Number 34 has it again, gets it over 35. They're playing the two-man game. Number 34 looked to swing around to get a layup. Finds number 5, 34, swings it out to the corner for 3, and he knocks it down. Lord have mercy. So he's throwing the guns up to the Knicks there on the side. This is embarrassing. 46 to 30. Tyler Kolek got his back, does a pick and roll with his back to the basket and the player. Oh my God, this guy McCullough just got the ball and drove in, and just threw it up to God, and it's going to be a Knicks turnover somehow. Somewhere there's a Knicks turnover. So it's 46 to 30. 30 seconds in this half. Man, so you could basically throw this whole game in the garbage, man. It's been nice to finally get on the screen. I haven't done a pod in a while. That's what I was saying in the beginning of the telecast here. I haven't done a podcast in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I love to do it. You guys know that. But it's just been different this year, man. I want to say I shut it down in the playoffs, right before the playoffs actually, because I just thought our Knicks squad was not playing good enough basketball to sit here and do play-by-plays. Similar to this right here, similar to watching these guys. I just think our Knicks squad, they're very talented, but coaching-wise, we just weren't manufacturing buckets. We were relying too much on guys just doing too much, doing their best, superhero impersonation to get us to win a basic game. And I just thought that was ridiculous. Against Detroit, we were down on almost all those games, and the Knicks came back in every single game to win, except the last one, I believe, but, we had to win at the buzzer, one time, so, against a team that we should have been able to compete with a little bit better than we did. We shouldn't have to come back all the time and wait for Detroit's inexperience, for us to pounce on their inexperience. I think that was trash, like against in the second round too, when we played the next team, I just thought, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, how many times do we need to come back to win, come back to win, come back to win? We played Boston. They're gonna blame it on their guy getting hurt and stuff, but he didn't get hurt until the end, and we cracked them in the last game, and we were beating them. Even when Tatum, was the guy that was hurt, he blew his Achilles. We were beating them with Tatum on the squad. You know what I'm saying? So, it has nothing to do with anything like that. But in those games, how many of those games did we come back to win? Being down by a lot, by double digits, 20 something points and coming back and winning. Saying that's not a sustainable way to win basketball games. So it kept going. We played Indiana. You can't do that against Indiana. Indiana came back on us, did the same thing to us, and beat us at the end in game 1. And then we end up being down by a lot, and it was just an uphill battle. And then our guys, we just could not manufacture points, and that Indiana squad, that's what they are known for, manufacturing baskets. They know where their shots are coming from, and they trust their teammates. Tom Thibodeau was the complete opposite, and we did not deserve to be in the NBA Finals, to tell you the truth. Saying with Mike Brown here, we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. This is organized basketball. Guys, when they watch NBA games, I don't know from what perspective they're watching. I think they're just watching because they just want to be down with the Knicks. That's number one, because it's the Knicks team. It's cool to talk badly about the Knicks. That's another thing. And just like being down with the new franchise player. Like Brunson is the guy, and then you got Cat. So it's good. And then you got guys like Mikal Bridges and OG and stuff like that. So these are all cool names for people to argue about and fight over and stuff like that. So I just think that's one type of fan. But there's other fans that love basketball, that play basketball, that just know basketball from an X and O standpoint, strategy and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So there's other fans like that just like me. Shout out to Julian Bloom. I love Julian Bloom, man. Me and him got to hang out after Nick's Twitter day. We went and got something to eat, and we're just kicking it like two grown men hanging out. And Julian Broom saying the same thing, man. He just got a bad taste in his mouth about what he was looking at. It just wasn't basketball. It just wasn't fun basketball. It just wasn't real basketball. It was a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to put it on us like we don't know what we're talking about, or we're not appreciative and all that. I just can't take it. I just couldn't take it. So that was the reason why I took a break from the watch alongs and stuff like that. Also, breakdowns and stuff. How do you break down a game where we were losing and playing like pure shit up until the last minute? Up until the last second, we had to come back from 20. How do you call a game like that and legit have feel good about it? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was with it. I didn't want to have to every day talk about like the Knicks sucked. Yeah, but we came back and won. How do you talk about the Knicks that way? How do you have fun? How do you say you're having fun? You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy going to watch-alongs, watch parties, excuse me, with my sister, during that time period. So that was a lot of fun. I got to spend time with my sister, bond with my sister. Some of those wins were incredible. We had no business winning those games, but it was fun being with other Knicks fans, jumping around at Pig Beach in Queens. I was there a couple times. I went to some of the watch parties that the Knicks had at Radio City Music Hall, at the Garden too. Different places we went to go check Knick games during the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I had those experiences, just to go out there, have fun, get to dress up in my Knicks costume and shit, wear my cool sneakers and my t-shirts and hang out and meet people, just to have fun and stuff. That was the best thing about it to me. Not the wins and losses. All that stuff was okay. It was good to be together with people and cheer that win and loss. But as a fan of basketball, you love the game of basketball, the Knicks, of course, but you love basketball. It just was not good basketball, man. It wasn't some basketball that then you could say, wow, the Knicks were really good last year. They really were not, man. They really were not. So I'm hoping that the basketball itself gets better this year. You know, um, I would like to break down these things if I get a chance, but Mike Brown, Tom Thibodeau ran a read and react offense, basically a pseudo triangle kind of thing where guys get the ball and they have freedom to make the decision, so that's what we were doing. So that's why every time the Knicks were making plays, the ball ended up going into Brunson's hands because the guys with the ball were not able to create, were not able to make the proper reads to get shots off. You know what I'm saying? Tom Thibodeau was just letting them play. And the ball always found its hand back to Brunson. That's why Brunson dribbled in the air out the ball. On the opposite side now of the equation with Mike Brown, he's going to be running a Princeton style offense. So if anybody's into basketball, and these type of things, the Princeton offense is essentially what Golden State was running. A lot of screens, a lot of down screens, guys cutting towards the basket, kickouts, that type of thing. Back screens and all kind of stuff. A lot of screens and a lot of movement, a lot of play moving around, cutting to the basket and that type of thing. Just trying to formulate decoys within the play, trying to get guys to pop out, trying to get guys to cut in, So we have guys that could run the Princeton offense. I think Mikal Bridges would be great at it. OG will be good at it. You need a primary ball handler too that can, so Brunson can still do his thing, but then other guys are going to be in position, doing movements that's going to be beneficial to what we're trying to achieve out there. It's going to make life easier for Brunson as well because he won't have to pound the ball because the offense will count on the ball moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's my hope, with the Princeton offense and stuff. Mikal Bridges should eat next year, just based off those player movements and stuff, the cuts to the basket, the fade outs and that type of thing. Also, Cat should be able to eat from the outside as well. Just like I said, based off the player movement. If anybody wants an example, look at this guy, Draymond Green. The way they ran offense in Golden State. Well, Draymond used to get the ball in high post, and then he would be attacking the basket. If they can't stop him, he would just score. And if he couldn't score, he would kick it out to the shooter. So just imagine Cat in that position. You put Cat in that position, and that's where you're going to get the great plays there. You can also put Brunson in those spots too. So as far as getting shots off and stuff on the perimeter, Steph Curry got a lot of his offense off ball. So you're hoping that with guys like Jordan Clarkson and stuff like that are on the roster now, that within this offense that we should be able to give Brunson some easy shots, without him having to dribble the ball so much, man. So that'll hopefully keep him fresh. So these are the different things that I'm thinking about when it comes to Knicks and coaching and stuff. So it comes back to my guy, delusional Knick fan, when he was talking about, the coach of the summer league. Will he be able to impact, what's going on out there? Like I said, again, my answer is no, because that offense has not been was not the philosophy hasn't been selected yet. So guys are not going to be able to get that type of offense off here now. So like I said, summer league is just basically they're running NBA sets. As you can see, McCullough just going one on one by himself. Tyler Kolek is running into brick walls and throwing passes behind his head and that type of shit. So it is what it is, man. That's the type of game that we're seeing here. So but as far as Mike Brown, I'm expecting to have a different philosophy towards defense as well. So we'll see, man. I'm definitely excited. I think we're going to be better, uh, X and O wise on both sides of the ball. I think we'll be better, but it really depends on Mike Brown and how he assesses the squad. He goes back home on a catch and shoot as we back in action here. So that was my half court, excuse me, my halftime show. Me just running my mouth. Like I said, guys, I just came home from work. I don't work from home. I'm outside in the streets working. So, I gotta come from halfway across the city to get to back to the crib so I can do this thing here. I got off work like around 5 o'clock or so. And then, like I said, I shot all over here, set up the podcast while I'm driving. Back home just got a nice little mid-range jump shot, foul line extended. So that's a good shot there. Nice pro shot. Number 24 brings the ball across the timeline, almost got jammed up at the half court line. Pacome is guarding him. Tyler Kolek now picks it up. Pacome got caught on the switch there. They're trying to get 34 loose. 34 is chucking. He gets a nice little pick and roll there to number 35, spinning and losing. But number 5 gets the rebound and pops it back in there. So that's on this guy Rollin, Holland the second. Holland the second could possibly start, definitely be in teams rotation, in the NBA. So he's out there, just better than everybody, man. Gets in on the weak side and gets that rebound for the dunk. Good to see him doing good there. I like to see guys succeed. But the Knicks, they need to wake up. I know it's the first preseason, excuse me, first summer league game, but guys have got to figure it out. I see more and more comments here. I definitely appreciate guys giving comments. So I'm gonna see who else is here. Yeah, so my man, he said didn't deserve it. Dang man, that's cold. I thought they fought hard. See, that's the thing. I thought they fought hard. I thought they fought hard too. But they didn't play good basketball. Did they play good basketball? No, they did not. Were we down by 20? Were we down by 15? Were we down by 18, 17? Were we down all the time by a lot? Were we down by a lot all the time? Did we have any offense manufacturing? Could we stop the three-point shot? Could we stop the transition? We couldn't stop anything. We couldn't do anything. But did we play hard? Absolutely. And that's the first thing that I said in my little rant. I was saying that this squad, their experience and stuff like that, just the superhero plays that they made, is what but that's not basketball. Having to make a superhero play every single night in order for you to win a game is not it. That's not basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's individual guys doing the most. You know what I'm saying? In the moment. And playing basketball, like I said, being down by 14, 15, 20, whatever, every freaking night, that's not it. That's why I said that they didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, many games are like that too in the 82 game season, but as a professional team, you have to be able to manufacture your baskets. Guys don't win a championship just because they just throwing shit to the fan and hoping something happens. Guys are this is a professional league. You know, otherwise the basketball will look like this. NBA basketball does not look like summer league. Here goes a boot champ. Just almost got stripped there by Holland there. Definitely a head and shoulder better player there. Head and shoulders, meaning IQ wise, man. He's definitely head and shoulders above everybody here. Most of the Detroit team players here seem to be the same way. Here goes boot champ now. They got him isolated. Why is that the play? Go isolate yourself against the only true NBA talent out there. Tyler Kohler gets the ball and throws it in off the weak side, left hand side. 8 minutes. They got the time just rolling off the clock there. Holland is bringing the ball up the court. He's not a point guard, but he's skilled enough to get it up the court. This is what he wants to show. He wants to show NBA teams that he could do that. So here goes the Knicks. They got Porty, and everybody's there. Can't get a rebound. Number 35 is dominating there. Here goes McCullough, gives it over to Pacome. Pacome slithered his way to the basket and gets a nice little finish. So while I'm talking here, Pacome has been going off a little bit. He got 7 points. Really still scored 5 points here in this quarter. Knicks are keeping it close here, 41-49. So we'll see what happens. Number 24 just gets in there, throws a little ballerina shot, and that goes in. Here goes McCullough bringing the ball up the court. McCullough's looking, takes a screen from Porty. He ignores Porty, and this guy McCullough just goes right to the basket. This dude is a nut, man. He doesn't care about passing. He just going to the basket whenever he wants to. But he scored, so that's a good thing. So 43-49, Knicks are down. 20 gets it again, with the defender on his shoulder, takes the bump and just throws up a shot and it goes in. Because Tyler Kohler does a spin and basically did the same thing from the 3-point line, but he misses it. They're gonna say loose ball foul, or they're gonna call loose ball foul on the Knicks, but it will be Detroit ball. So just taking a look at these things here. It goes a man here again, SMT Media Network. He said OG had a fantastic season. Brunson is fun to watch. Cat is an amazing offensive player. See, some things I don't agree with. I think OG had a typical season. He didn't have like a particularly amazing season. Yeah, there was some stints where he played amazing. When he had that stint when Brunson was out, he played out of his mind during that time frame. Brunson has been Brunson. He's always ready, always playing good basketball. Cat, I thought he was erratic all year, man. Towards the end, he'll get the ball and he's throwing that elbow, and getting the ball at the top of the key, faking and then running to the basket. Wow, they're like, whoa, and hopefully it goes in. I don't know if that's an amazing offensive player to watch. Did he make some amazing shots that was like, wow, I can't believe he's going off? Yeah, he did. But how hard did Cat have to work, man, to get those shots? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say amazing offensive player because the post, he wasn't able to get shots off easy in the post. It was ridiculous. He was being guarded by Nembhard, and Nembhard was neutralizing him. So amazing basketball player. I don't think he was that last year. You need to get somebody in here that's going to be able to organize the shit a little bit better. So that's what you hope from Mike. So hopefully Cat don't have to. That's a travel. This guy on Detroit just threw the ball up and then caught it again and then threw it to the corner and the guy hit the three. So 56-43 here. Here goes Pacome. He does a catch and shoot too. He misses that though. Jesus Christ. So like I said, Cat needs just needs help in the offense. For an example, in Minnesota, they used to run a screen with another three-point shot by Detroit, man. So they're kicking our ass right now. They're just coming now, a lot of confidence and just launching threes and making them. Buchan coming across a Porty screen, throws it out to the Kolek. Kolek finds Dadier. Dadier, instead of shooting it, throws it back out to Kolek, top of the key. So Kolek finally gets the 3-point shot out. He misses it. Knicks are not playing good right now. This is not good. So Detroit's going to the corner there. Number 34 gets into the corner. Finds it 35. 35 is about to give it to Holland again. Holland was going to catch and shoot it, but it ends up being out of bounds. So Detroit is going to be Detroit's ball. They're calling a timeout. Yeah, man. So, like I'm saying, Minnesota, their center there, I can't get his name, but their French center that they have it. They used to run a play where their center would come out and set a screen for Cat, and Cat would fade off, and he would get his 3-point shot. Can you remember the last time the Knicks set a screen for Cat to get a 3-point shot? Yeah, they haven't done it all year. Every time Cat got a 3-point shot, it was if he was open, or like if it was just like, he just was making an amazing play. Like against Detroit in the playoffs. Remember, he got the ball up top and then he did an in and out and then stepped back and just threw up a 3-point shot and made it. You know what I'm saying? Those type of shots are the shots that he was getting. But in Minnesota, like I said, they Gobert is his name. Gobert will come out, set that screen, and he will come around and then get a 3-point shot. Yeah, for a guy that can shoot the three as well as Cat, you need to set a screen for him, get him open so he can get nice easy looks at the basket. And he just didn't have any good looks, and that's not his fault. So I'm not dissing Cat at all, but last year was not amazing. Everything was so hard for him all year. Everything was hard. So I'm just hoping that this new coaching staff could definitely unlock some easy plays for our guys. We're playing organized basketball. We're not playing in the street, man. So that's my thought process, man. Shout out to DeRoss. My cursor here is acting up. Shout out to DeRoss here. DeRoss. What's DeRoss? DeRoss is the one that goes. I forgot what he says. I forgot the catchphrase, but it's a comedian. He has like a Jamaican character that he uses called DeRoss. Fire for that. There you go. Fire for that. Where's my thing? Is this it? There you go. Fire for that. Fire for that. Yeah. Yeah, Knicks should push in transition. Yeah, every team is going to do that now. Trying to push transition. The thing with the Knicks, you got Tyler Kolek out there. Tyler Kolek is slow as fuck, man. He can't get separation outside of using his body, and you can't play fast if your point guard can't move up the court. If your point guard is too busy trying to get guys on his hip, that's not it. Another 3-point shot, man. This guy, number 24, is kicking our ass, bro. So, I mean, number 24, where is he at? Number 24, his name is Dennis Jenkins. Who the fuck is this guy? 18 points, 3 for 5 from 3. Also, Ron Holland, like I said, he's a good basketball player, 16 points. But between these two guys here, man, they are fucking torching the Knicks right now. These a my player and a guy that shouldn't even be playing today are the ones kicking our asses today. The Knicks side of things, Bootchamp is not playing a particularly good game, but he's leading all scorers today for the Knicks. Shout out to Trajan Landis, bum ass. He was a big time college player back in the days, but he's been in the front office for God knows how long, and I can't really tell you what that dude has been doing. So let me see. Shout out to SMT for all these comments. Definitely appreciate it. Studying defensive film, that it comes down to the coach's scheme. If the coaches are not scheming right, so you can look at all the film you want, but if the coach has a philosophy out there that doesn't work, then there's nothing Cat can do because the team is already set in their team function as far as defense. The Knicks are playing drop coverage. We're just not. We were just running away from the 3-point line. No other team does that in the NBA. The Knicks were just falling back from the 3-point line, letting the guys roll up on them and just pull threes on them. And the Knicks, they're relying on the Knicks to run out to put a hand in the face. Putting a hand in the face of an NBA basketball player today is ridiculous because as soon as they get it and they get in the shooting touch, they're going to make the jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Just running out and putting in a hand in the face is not defense. That's not defense, So, it is what it is. Expecting Cat to go side to side is not going to be a good thing either. Expecting him to go laterally. Cat can't play laterally, so, it is what it is there. Yeah, so we'll see. One thing I will say, so D-Ross just brings this up for me, hopefully the Knicks don't make a trade right before training camp starts. So, I mean, last year messed us up too because Cat didn't really get into training camp because he was traded on media day before media day. So that's not a good thing either. So hopefully if the Knicks are going to make a trade, hopefully we do it, now. You know what I'm saying? And don't wait till freaking, media day, which is crazy, man. So it is what it is. So scrolling through here. So, just to, reiterate also, there's my whole thought process with this also is like Tibbs is not the coach anymore. So everything that we did last year, we can't, it's not valid anymore because you have to put it on Tibbs is the reason why things were going the way they were. The substitutions, the defensive schemes, you're talking about looking at tape. looking at tape. These guys, Cat hadn't seen a screen all year. Brunson and Cat didn't run a pick and roll with each other all year. Little simple things like that. Melo said, "Yeah, man, these guys need to demand it." No, that's not it. That's not how it works. It's team basketball. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe it worked for Melo. That's why we were trash all those years. You know what I'm saying? When Melo was here. You know what I'm saying? But in professional basketball sports, it starts with the coach, the game planning and stuff like that. It starts with the coach. If the coach doesn't have the right scheme, then that's it. So everything that we did last year, like I said, I gave up right before the playoff starts, and I was done with it. You know what I'm saying? Even before that, you guys watch me do watch alongs. I was so frustrated all year that I just, like I said, I just gave up on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot watch bad basketball, and it was not good basketball for our Knicks. I love my Knicks, but I just did not like what we were doing at all, man. It wasn't basketball. It was garbage. It was definitely not it just was not logical. It was just not logical. So I'm just hoping that we can get back to playing logical basketball. And when we first came in here, with Tom Thibodeau setting the table, I think it was fine. But last year, I think we kept him around too long. So he's going for a reason, bro. So I'm glad that the front office acknowledged it. He's going for a reason. So can't really do nothing about our guys until we can get our coach's philosophy put in here. So he goes at Bab. He said, "I waited all day for this." Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I was fiending. That's all I could think about today was NBA Summer League, and this has been some of the worst basketball I've seen in a while. I think, like I was talking about Nick's Twitter Day earlier. I'm not sure if you guys heard the audio when I was talking about it, but Nick's Twitter Day was way more fun than watching this because I mean, like, there was a lot of guys that were trash, but it was funny. It was a lot funny, but there was some really big time plays by these guys that played in that tournament. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. So next year everybody's can't wait till next year, can't wait till next year. Next year, they're probably, like I said, now it's a corporate event. It's a Knicks sponsored corporate event now. So I mean, you don't expect nostalgic Nick to get in the game and play any minutes, because we're gonna have like freaking guys like Lloyd Banks and stuff are gonna be playing next year. You know what I'm saying? So those guys, like I said, it's a corporate event. It's gonna basically be an all-star Nick fan all-star game. That's what it's gonna be next year. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. If guys want to make authentic events, we're gonna have to do it ourselves. And if you want MSG to film it, they're not coming. You know what I'm saying? Because they already have their select few that are gonna get that coverage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like if you want to be the next guy, you're gonna have to work on it. You're gonna have to work at it. Don't put it off and make somebody else do it. You're gonna have to do it yourself. I wish I had the time. I just don't have the time. I have to take care of my family. Taking away from, providing for my family to organize Knicks events. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. The benefits for me is just not there right now. You know what I'm saying? To waste time like that when I need to pay rent, I need to take care of my children, my wife and stuff like that, man. So, for those that have the time to do it, it would be nice for guys to put their heads together. Shout out to Still Knicks. I saw Still Knicks talking about it. But at the same time, I haven't hit up Still Knicks about anything. He hasn't hit me up about anything. You know what I'm saying? So, if we want to do stuff like that, we're gonna have to figure it out. Simi and Russell, man, shout out to Sim. I don't know how he used to do that shit, man, but he used to organize all that stuff by himself and used to get people to come out. He used to buy out lounges in Atlantic City, for the weekend for us, man. So it's incredible. He did that all by himself, man. So, shout out to Sim. Negotiated a home base in New York. We had a freaking bar in New York that we could have done podcasts anytime we want to there. You know what I'm saying? And Sim did that. So shout out to Sim. Sim is amazing, bro. I wish I wish we can get that popping again this year. We'll see what we can do, man, because Nick's Twitter did their thing. Maybe we can get YouTube back or possibly Instagram. Maybe Instagram could get it popping too. You know what I'm saying? Get a because I mean I feel like YouTube had it popping for years anyway, led by Sim and the crew. I think we had it popping for a good few years, man. But MSG wasn't on our ass the way that they're on Twitter right now. So it is what it is. It's ebbs and flows, But like, do you want to do a nice event, or do you just want to be on, you just want to be on TV? You just want your 15 minutes of fame type of thing, or do you really care about the fan base? Like talking about Tom Thibodeau style of basketball, and then arguing with people about stuff that this just ridiculous. Just ridiculous basketball. You can't argue it. You know what I'm saying? But people like to argue it every day. And like to think that they're right about arguing about garbage basketball. So it's kind of like the same thing. You know, it's just a moot point at this point, man. Shout out to App. He says, this happens when you have time. Thibodeau is a rookie coach and don't play rookies. So I think something got lost in translation there, man. Maybe I don't know how to read. Here goes Isaiah Jackson. He says, our summer league is ass. Shout out to Isaiah Jackson on Indiana. He got re-signed. I would have loved the Knicks to get that guy. But I think he's recovering from ACL surgery. So it is what it is with that. D. Ross says, Cat not that guy, but I need to see him with Brown. Yeah, man. And so just like you got it. Don't look at Knicks highlights. Matter of fact, here's a homework assignment. Look at Knicks highlights, and then look at Minnesota highlights, and just watch how he got his shots off in Minnesota compared to he got his shots off in New York. Just simply do that, and then you'll get all the answers that you need. Watch Mike Brown and how he got shots off for Sabonis. How does Sabonis get his shots? That's how Cat's gonna get his. So here goes Holland here. Knicks are up. Knicks are down by a lot. So in the third quarter, they got 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Thank God this games are fast, bro. Because I mean, like, they shouldn't even have a dead ball. They should just let the time just run out. Shout out to App again. He said NBA TV, they're doing a lot of Pistons talk. Haven't talked about us yet. That's the way they are. Right now the Knicks, they got Mike Brown and stuff. So Mike Brown doesn't have a staff yet. So there's nothing to talk about. So like I said, you got to leave the basketball talk to us. Those guys are not talking basketball. They're talking about fantasy. They're talking about, they got Trajan Langdon. So it's like, oh, I got the big name talking basketball here. So that's what it is. Right now, the Knicks don't have that big name. Mike Brown can't make it to summer league. Probably he's probably trying to get himself together. He just got signed to the Knicks, so he probably will be there eventually. But I'm quite sure he has some business to take care of at the moment. Excuse me, trying to get his coaching staff together. Here comes Najee here. Najee's up and under, doing a lot of pushing and shoving there. Excuse me, that's Diarra there. Diarra, excuse me. So I didn't really talk too much about Mohamed Diawara. He's basically just like a my player. Tall, athletic. There you go. Can he shoot the three? Maybe. Can he create his own shot? Probably not. Number 30 gets penetration, finds boot champ again for the NBA three-point shot there in the elbow, misses it in and out. Got number 35 trying to pick up full court. He gets blown by. So it goes Detroit there. Detroit just sends an NBA player right to the basket, but boot champ gets the ball, alley-oop there to, oh my God, to my man Lucas Skuka, whatever his name is, Lucas Skuka. Lord have mercy. Alley-oop misses it. Hawk Porter is able to get the rebound to lay it up. 47 has it. Top of the key. Detroit's look, like I said, they're just doing dribble handoff, simple basketball plays. Kick it out, sidestep, three-point shot is up, no good, back rim. Two Knicks players fighting each other. Lucas Skuka just standing there and let the Detroit player outwork him and get the layup. Three Knicks there lost the ball, weren't able to control it. Number 30 in and out. Najee tries to set the screen, but number 30 didn't allow him to get position to do it. Now Bootchamp has it, doesn't take the Najee screen. And then, if you don't take the screen, then the screener is in no man's land. So he's gonna get called for a legal screen. So it's just crazy. Like I said, I talk about it all the time, man. I like guys watch basketball and they really don't know what they're looking at, man. So my challenge for guys is to really learn what you're watching, man. Look at what you're watching. What is supposed to happen? What are they trying to do? Just understand why things go wrong and why things aren't going the way they're supposed to. Like just now, Bootchamp keeps the screen keeps coming, but he never takes the screen, and then he keeps trying to get over to his left hand to get the jump shot going this way. He keeps trying to get it that way, but there's a whole right hand side of the court. So it's frustrating. Definitely frustrating watching these guys. But Bootchamp here, professional player, Shooting a free throw knocks it down. Right now, he's our leading scorer now with 12 points. It says 12 points. He only has 2 rebounds. McCullough got 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 10 points. It looks like he's kicking ass. Tyler Kolek right now got 10 points. He got 6 rebounds, 6 assists. On paper, it looks like he's playing excellent too. But McCullough, I mean, this guy Tyler Kolek's playing like ass. He's playing like ass too. But his stats are gonna show that wow, he's playing great. He is not, you know. So I see App. So App is with me now. I appreciate who was here with me earlier that was doing a lot of talking. SMT was there with me earlier doing a lot. So I appreciate SMT popping up. But now my man AP is here. So AP says he says no, I was saying that when Tibbs is your coach as a rookie, this is what you look like when your players don't play a whole year. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, it's your responsibility to get your game going. It's your career. If you want to play, there's other teams watching besides Tibbs. So if you might be able to get yourself an opportunity somewhere else. So you have to be in control of your own life. You know, So whether or not Kolig is getting burned, he was playing in the G League though. There's ways to get your game going. The Knicks just got a turnover there. It looks like James Najee jumped in there. James Najee looks intimidating, man. His physical body looks intimidating. But I just don't really just don't know how it translates here in this type of game. 47 is bringing the ball up there. James Najee comes out there to meet him. They call a foul immediately. Sheesh. So AP says, I think I saw you in a commercial once. Yeah, I am in a MSG commercial. I'm in the MSG commercials for Knicks OmniFan. So Knicks OmniFan is another crew that I just don't understand how they get how MSG keeps giving them commercials and stuff. But MSG has their chosen people that they use. And I say that, and I'm a big fan of I'm OmniFan. I love them. They definitely gave me the opportunity to be in the commercial. I know that every time I see them, I give them kisses and hugs too. I love them. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to succeed, but it's just odd how even at the time when we got the commercial, how the hell did they even get that commercial? Nobody knew who they were at the time. They had a following on Facebook, I believe, at the time, but not anywhere else. YouTube, Twitter, nobody knew who the hell they were. This year they blew up on Instagram a little bit more, so people know them now from Instagram. Because Instagram is popping a little bit more than Facebook and stuff. So people know them from Instagram, so they've gotten a lot of notoriety through that. But they already had it off the rip, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that commercial was like almost like 5 years ago, and they still show that commercial. At the time that commercial, I was like 200 pounds. Now I'm like 200. I was 260 at one point, and now I'm like 240. So I mean, I was like 40, a whole human, like a whole sixth grader, not sixth grader, like fifth grader away from ago. You know what I'm saying? As far as weight, I'm a whole different person is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of time passed, man. From now to then. So it's just interesting. Like I said, I'm just throwing little things at you guys, man. So just to show you how interesting these things are. So it's just weird, definitely weird. And people get on me about cursing and stuff like that, but this guy's out there to do a lot of cursing, and like I said, the light is shining on them. And I just don't see the difference between what I'm doing and what other people are doing. But it is what it is. There's a need though. Like I said, you guys didn't really hear me in the beginning though, but I was talking about FAN, WFAN. I heard some comments on WFAN that drove me crazy. They make me want to get back on this mic again. Because if these guys are gonna get paid for saying stupid shit, then I might as well keep doing my thing. Because there's a need for it. There's a need to have my opinion out throwing out there. If these guys are gonna get paid to say anything, and then like I said, fans, if they see a no-name person that they never heard of that got a job on WFAN, that you don't know who the fuck he is, but you listen to them every day because you just a clone. People listen to to FAN just because, and like they rotate names on that network all the time, and they say all a bunch of wild shit on that network, and people just believe it. So if they're gonna believe those type of things, then I need to be here because people can't get away with saying stupid shit all the time. Oh my God, James Najee just hit a half court shot just now. Oh shit! No, that's Diarra. I don't know. I keep getting Najee and Diarra mixed up. They're definitely very similar physically. They move the same. But Diarra just threw up a half court shot and goes right in, man. Unbelievable. He gets it and just catch it and just chucks it up. Goes right in. Good shot there. Ay, ay, ay. He goes on Daily Music. He says, Daily Music, watching downtown. What's up, cuz? He said, we gotta watch at Westchester on Friday. Yeah, man, definitely, man. You've been trying to get me. So that's another thing. You're talking about years. Dale been trying to get me to go to Brooklyn and watch a game for the longest time. But I'm with it, man. We gotta definitely do that this year. We definitely gotta let me write it down. I write it down so keep it on my desk. You know what I'm saying? Just write that shit down. I gotta make time for my guys, man. Shout out to Dale. Dale Music's definitely definitely one of my favorites, man. That's the beauty about this podcast shit is that like you get to meet other Knicks fans, and I think that's the main purpose of this whole thing. To get out there and meet other Knicks fans. Shout out to Dale Music, one of my favorites. Shout out to Julian Bloom. I met him. He's one of my guys now, man. So me and Julian, we're gonna try to make it a habit to just go see each other. And just kick it, not just all about the Knicks, just kick it, just for friends, like that. So, shout out to Harlem CEO. Harlem CEO is my friend. Is a guy that I met through Sim. Met through the podcast and stuff like that. He brought me gifts. He brought me countless gifts, man. He brought me a pair of sneakers for Christ's sake, custom sneakers. So I mean, these guys, you build friendships, man. Shout out to Kareem Grant. I know Kareem Grant is got to be still listening. Kareem Grant, we got a little bond too. Shout out to I am Jarrell. Shout out to everybody that's affiliated with Sim. Still Knicks and all these guys, man. Shout out to the relationships, man. That's what it's all about. Because you like in real life, you're not gonna find real Knicks fans that have the same passion as you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely hard. That's why we all here on the internet. We're here on the internet because we're trying to find that connection. We're not trying to find like the next ESPN. At least I'm not. So it is what it is. Yeah, man, this is dope. So we're in the fourth quarter now. We got 9 minutes and 52 seconds, man. So right now, this guy, he has 25 points, 10 rebounds. Sheesh. So he shouldn't get back in the game anymore. This guy, Ron Holland, he didn't need to be out there to tell you. Like I said, to tell you the truth, a guy like Ronald Holland, he did not need to be out there. He's an NBA player. He's an NBA rotational player. So he proved that. So he shouldn't play another game. He shouldn't play another summer league game, Ronald Holland, because he's not going to do nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. Other guys, Dennis Jenkins and all these other guys that they have on the squad too, kudos to them. Let them get the reps. As far as the Knicks, I don't see anything good here. So right now we got a new player here. Is that Dink? Dink just gets in there, throws it up. Number 28. He gets in there, just throws up a bullshit shot. He's got to prove that he could play an NBA game. That's his problem. That's everybody's problem, to tell you the truth. I don't like the fact that he got him out there playing a lot of guard and stuff. So we'll see. It goes another 3-point shot. Number 27 hits another three. Sheesh. Like the 3-point shot, I think is destroying the game. It's making the game horrible, man. But guys are making them, man. So as the Knicks make their own, I think that's number 30 just hit a 3-point shot. I didn't see who shot that. Here goes number 34, bringing the ball across the timeline. He's on the right-hand side. Pack home gets caught with the crossover. Inside pass there to number 35. Hawk Porty is completely unaware defensively. Defensively and offensively, Hawk Porty is just not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So a ball got thrown in there. It was dead. But Hawk Porty had no fight. Didn't try to go for the ball. He just lost the ball. Number 35 got it, turned around and dunked it. And that's just all on Hawk Porty, not being assertive, not paying attention, period. And that's a problem. That's a problem. A guy like that has NBA experience. He has Westchester Knicks experience. He's out there trying to prove that he could be a backup center for these Knicks. And if you look at some of these boards, you can see that they already have Hawk Porty circled in to be Mitchell Robinson's backup because everyone assumes that Mitchell Robinson is going to start. And if Hawk Porty is going to be this bad, right, on a day like today, then he don't deserve to be out there. And like I said, shout out to Holland the second. Roland Holland the second on Detroit. Like I said, he got 25 and 10. He has to prove that he belongs in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. Ronald Holland should not play again for Detroit in the summer. He needs to just go back to what he was doing and prepare for the season because he's a rotational player. These other guys here, like I'm looking at his stats. Like Buchamp right now has 12 points, 2 rebounds. Garbage. He got his points. The shots that he did make were all in pro sets. So he's got his shots at points on the floor where every NBA player should be able to make a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not impressed with anything Buchamp is doing today. As far as McCullough did a lot of chucking, 4 for 12, 22 minutes, 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Everything he did was all chucking, forcing his way to the basket. That's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it because in the NBA, his role is not going to be that. He's got to show that he could play a team game. And Kevin McCullough did not do that today. As far as Tyler Kolek, he's supposed to be this guy that has eyes behind his head and can get his teammates involved. He has not proved that, even though he has 6 assists. He has 6 assists, but I don't see him elevating the Knicks play when he's out there. And to tell you the truth, I don't see the difference between him being out there and him not being out there. Everyone else, nobody can get off. Nobody can get themselves together. So definitely a little weird. The minutes distribution too. I don't like the minutes distribution. I just don't like anything happening with the Knicks right now. Buchamp all the way to the basket, blows an easy layup. So I mean, guys like that, they got to prove they belong in the NBA. They got to be able to make simple plays, prove that you belong in the league. Yeah, man. Shout out to Kareem Graham. I knew Kareem Graham's definitely ear hustling. Definitely appreciate Kareem, man. One of my guys, man. Definitely, man. Yeah, man. First time I saw Kareem Grant, he had on a freaking dire Knicks t-shirt. What the fuck, man? I would give him, when I saw that, I would give him the shirt off my back, the shoes off my feet. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had something I could really give him. I ended up giving him the hat that he's wearing in the picture there. The dire state of mind when me and State used to do pods together. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to State. State got to show his ass a little bit at Knicks Twitter Day. But Knicks Twitter is nothing without State. And it goes another 3-point shot off the backboard. I think that's number 27 again. Is that number 27 got another 3-point shot? Like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here? So another 3-point shot by Detroit. While McCullough there is going one-on-one, getting to a spot, just chucking. Gives it over to Hokporty. Hokporty gets it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dink Tate just threw up a 3-point shot, man. His jump shot looks wild. I'm just like hoping for him to do something, and I just not impressed by anything that he's doing. AP says Knicks fan since 1991. I'm right there with you. I've been a Knicks fan since birth, man. I've been listening to the radio with my dad since I can remember. You know what I'm saying? I got memories of Marv Albert shouting out Bernard King, yes, again. Shout out to Marv Albert, man. But I remember listening to him on the radio with my dad, and I got memories of it. I used to go to sleep to the Knicks on the radio, when I was a kid. So I can't even remember when I was a Knicks fan. But 1988, 89, when we had Ross Strickland, they traded Ross Strickland, I became a beast right there at that point. When we traded Ross Strickland, I became a pure beast with this. I was able to out-talk my dad and his friends at that point, 1989. I was 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Reading stats and getting to know salary cap and trades and that type of thing. I became a beast. I used to write into the Daily News and stuff, to give my opinion. I used to post my stuff in Daily News all the time when I used to do that. I remember I used to do that in junior high school. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, AP is getting frustrated, man. He said all they want to do is shoot threes, but nothing can be done about that. It's taking it's taking the home run away from baseball. Yeah, it's the same shit. People don't hit for average anymore in baseball. So that's frustrating. Guys are not getting contact really, manufacturing runs and that type of thing. So the game is boring. I can't watch a baseball game like I used to. They're not letting the pitchers pitch. It goes Buchamp all the way to the basket, goes around a couple of screens. So number 26 now has the ball in his hand, man. He's been kicking our ass. I'm not sure exactly who's been kicking our ass, but number 26 goes and kicks it out to 37 for yet another 3. Misses it. 46 with a rebound with Knicks plays right there. Who's that? Pacome hacked and whacked. Detroit basketball going to get some free throws. It is what it is, man. So AP says if only we have guys that can shoot threes. We got some guys, we got guys who can shoot threes. In a game like today, we didn't really have anybody that made any, right? To tell you the truth. Right on the screen, if anybody could see, Bouchamp 0 for 4, McCullough 0 for 4, Tyler Kolek 0 for 4. Lucas Kuka misses free 3-point shot. Watson missed a 3-point shot. So there's a lot of misses, man. A lot of misses out there today. Nobody's able to make any jump shots. Tyler Kolek is going to miss another 3, it looks like. So, I mean, the Knicks are getting shots. They just can't make them. Knicks are not manufacturing shots the way that Detroit is. They're just doing basic NBA action. Here goes Pac home for a 3. He misses it. Basic NBA action. You should be able to get NBA action going and anywhere where there's summer league in the NBA or summer league in Gershwin Park. Number 26 gets over, comes around the screen, fires 46 wide open, nobody on him. All the way to the basket. Nice little layup off the glass. Number 35 just standing there right next to Dink Tate, and he gets an easy layup there. Tyler Kolek, transition 3-point shot. He misses off the back rim. Watson gets it back to McCollum, 3-point shot. He finally makes one. So this guy, McCullough, just got 13 points there. So he's 5 for 13. Tyler Kolek got another assist. So it looks like Tyler Kolek on paper, they're going to be talking about how great he is. But you watch the game like I'm watching it. Tyler Kolek is not a good basketball player. He goes number 35, just manhandling the Knicks. Number 20, again, wide open for another 3. What's going on their side? Somebody's got to have over 20 besides Rollin. So we got Toulouse, that's number 35. Janice Jenkins with 18 out there. 34 has been playing well. I mean, this Detroit team has been kicking our ass today. A lot of 3-point shots. They didn't get a chance to do any half time show or anything like that, but Detroit shooting 48% from 3. A couple guys are shooting over that as a player. The Knicks shot 18% from 3. That's basically the game there. Knicks are 4 for 22. On their side, they're 14 for 29. So if the Knicks made if the Knicks made 6 more threes, so 6 times 3 is 12. Add that to the score. That makes it 85. It makes it a little bit more acceptable, right? 85, So, I mean, just bad basketball overall. Nothing really to talk about here. The Knicks, they're just doing regular basic sets. They're doing the same sets that Detroit is making. Detroit is not doing anything special. They're doing the same kind of plays that Detroit is making on the other side. The same type of plays they're running. Basic plays. Like I said, dribble handoffs, simple screens, trying to cut to the basket, driving kicks, transition. They're just doing basic stuff. Nothing special. Nothing that the Detroit is going to be doing. They're not doing Detroit regular season offense. You know what I'm saying? They're just playing basketball out there, playing pro ball. That's what they're doing. The Knicks are doing the same thing, but can't execute. And that's a big problem because, like I said, you can go down the line for all the players that Detroit has, and I've never heard of anybody. Never heard of Bobby Kintman. Never heard of him. Never heard of Chaz Lanier. Never heard of Toulouse Smith. Never heard of Dennis Jenkins. I never heard of none of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Never heard of any of these guys. But look at the Knicks. I've heard of Hakporty. I've heard of Pacome. I've heard of Kolek. I've heard of Bouchamp on other teams. I've heard of McCullough. I've heard of these guys. Antoine Watson, I've heard of him. He played in the NBA. Diawara is a draft pick for us. James Nagy played overseas. Dink Pate is on a Reebok documentary. So we got guys that are known, and we basically pissed on the floor out there. Detroit guys are all out there smiling. Knicks look terrible, bro. So 4 minutes and something left here. Let me get my face back in the screen. Yeah. So it's just bad basketball. Yeah, nothing we can really say about that. Scrolling through. Just looking at the comments. Definitely appreciate AP. Yeah, Kareem is right here. Definitely hard to watch. It's terrible basketball. But it's good. It's good to watch basketball. Period. You know what I'm saying? But you know what you don't like. So watching it might be just horrible. But you watching it knowing what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, you watch these games with the open mind, trying to figure out if we have a player that's good, if we have a guy that plays basketball, not necessarily putting up points and stats, but do we have a competent basketball player? Do we have a guy that can really play basketball? Shout out to number 35. Number 35 and 34 is giving Hawkporty everything that he can handle. So if Hawkporty can't play hard against 35 and 34 here on in summer league, what is he going to do in the regular season? What is he going to do in the regular season? I know this is the first game, so we still got a couple more games. I think we got 4 games, right? So we got a couple more games to see what the Knicks do, how they bounce back, and that type of thing. But so far, no good. Tyler Kolek's being way too physical there. The referee just allowed him to chest bump him just now. And then number 20 still made the shot. This guy, Tyler Kolek, was trying to intimidate him, chest bump him and everything. And then number 20 still took the shot up and shot it right in his face. Garbage, bro. It goes Pacome Dadier. Pacome Dadier's quietly been playing kind of decent. Still not getting rebounds and anything like that. It goes McCullough just forcing his way to the basket. Number 34 comes in and blocks it right out of bounds. So, like I said, number 35 and number 34 in Detroit, excellent. On the Knicks side of things, look at McCullough just pushing off. I don't know how the referees allow those things, man. Look at McCullough. McCullough legit just took his left hand and pushed 24 out the way. I don't know how the referees allow that. There's referees all over the place. Look, he blatantly pushed them out the way. There's referees in position that can see that. I just don't understand why they let those things go. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's not good. It's not good basketball. It's not good for the game. Offensive players should not be allowed to put the hand and push a guy forward and not get an offensive foul. It's ridiculous. So Knicks got some new guys out there. I see number 45. Number 45, I don't think played all game. So who's number 45 out here? So that's Lance Ware. So number 45 is out there. Hasn't played all game. Why are you putting him in there with 3 minutes left? If you want to see a guy play, put him in the next game. At this point, you don't put guys in there like that, like Lance Ware, and expect him to do something in 3 minutes. It's crazy. So he goes DOR. Yeah, 3-point shot in the corner, no good. He doesn't look good either, man. Like I said, he looks like a my player. He looks like a guy that's tall and athletic. God bless him. You know what I'm saying? If I was 6'8" or however tall he is, and athletic, I hope that I can get an opportunity to make millions too. Some of these guys are horrible, but this is the first impressions for a lot of these guys. So we'll see how it works, and you get your feet wet. You know what you don't like. Get back in the gym and work hard. These guys legit need to play basketball, though. Shout out to Dink Tate. So wild, that jump shot. A lot of action, a lot of power with that shot. Not too much feel. He doesn't have a good feel for the shot. His shot is all power. No feel. 47. Speaking of touch, nice touch there. Here comes the Knicks. So we got number 27. He's another guy that just came into the game. Like, why are we playing guys for 3 minutes here at the end? How are you going to get a good look at B. Wiley? It's number 27 in the last 2-3 minutes of the game. It's crazy. Yeah, man, here he goes again. AP said, I waited all day for this game. I totally waited all day for this game too, man. Like I said, I rushed here. I ran as soon as I finished at work. I jumped in the car and I ran. I was just flying in Queens, trying to get back home, man. Setting up the pod while I'm in the car, trying to get the thumbnail right and all this, trying to get a thumbnail together. And it just was not a good game. Just not worth it. It was not worth the trouble at all. So, here's a homework assignment, man. Just Nick's popped in here. He says Kolek is ass. So we know that. We watched the game. We know he's ass. So go to your favorite content creators post game show, because they're gonna do a post game analysis for the first game. Knicks, not Knicks fan. I don't know. I guess Knicks fan TV probably will do something. Nothing but Knicks will do something. Shout out to Nick of Time. They're gonna do something. Shout out to all these content creators. Go to their page after this and listen to what their assessment is. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think there's anything that they can say, any excuse that they can say about any of these guys. or any praise. Tyler Kolek should not get any praise. Look at Dink Tate just dribbling and just threw that ball up. Crazy. Just looking at where a couple things that I saw just now. He just got the ball and he was able to get it up and attempt a finish just now. Off of sheer athleticism. Look at him. Look at Dink Tate just threw the ball up. But watch where as he comes in, catch the ball with the left hand, was able to finagle like some type of a shot there off athleticism. So that's intriguing. I would like to see him play a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I mean, like, look at Tyler Kolek, man. He got the stats. I read his stats off real quick before we get out of here. 10 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. He did not see the floor that well for 8 assists. I did not see him do anything so outrageous that it was just like, wow. But, in YouTube also, somebody's going to make a highlight tape for Kolek today, and it's going to look crazy. But you saw the game yourself, man. The Knicks got cracked today. We did not look like we could play. Tyler Kolek did not look like he could play either. Shout out to again, just Knicks. McCullough. That guy McCullough is fucking trash, bro. He's a chuck. He's a freaking hack. Here goes another thing. A Baba. That guy Baba from I believe he's from Japan or wherever he's from, China. He's a good basketball player, overseas, and now you're putting him in with a minute and 30 seconds left. What the fuck are you doing? James Nagy, ass. Did not look good out there. Look totally confused. Look totally like frustrated with the way the game is being played. So it is what it is. So just Nick says I'm his favorite content creator. I appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciate everybody that takes their time to pop in on these pods, especially since I haven't done a pod in a while, man. So it's definitely good to see names, popping in here. Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you. But yeah, man, I just got a bone to pick with FAN, WFAN. I got a bone to pick with them. I think their commentators, some of their commentators are really good though. I got to call certain guys out by name, man. There's definitely some comments that were made recently. I should have did a pod, but I didn't have time. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get it together, get some pods going. Just giving my opinion, man. These guys can't get away with this shit. They can't get away with this garbage stuff that they keep paying these guys to put garbage takes out there. And guys listen to them religiously. Can't wait to turn on the fan while they drive and listening to that garbage. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand it. Those guys don't know basketball. They don't know sports, period. They just know how to try to spark animosity and spark energy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about our sports. They're not giving any insightful comments. They're not bringing anything positive to the game in any way or entertaining. But people like to hear those fake New York Italian kind of sounding guys. The guys talk like this, blah 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 blah. Even your favorite content creators talk like that. They take on that accent. They start talking like they're Italian from Staten Island. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk like this. Because that's what you guys like, huh? So it's weird. I sound like a hater, but guys are not bringing it. Guys are not bringing it. They're not giving you good content. So anyway, maybe I'm not giving you good content either. I don't know. Knicks have been bad for decades because they don't know how to draft. I don't know, man. Knicks did good with RJ. Knicks did good with Quickly. We could just go down the line. Deuce McBride is a good basketball player. So we've hit on some guys. Mitch Robinson is a Knicks draft pick. So we've hit on some players. So you can't just go completely nut on how bad the Knicks have drafted. We've drafted some good players. We flipped them and got some good talent for certain guys. You know what I'm saying? So we've gotten guys, that have been good. We can't hit on everybody though. And that's why Leon Rose didn't. Oh my God, look at number 30 hit a 3-point shot finally. That's why Leon Rose hasn't invested much time in the. Oh, this game is over. So I guess I didn't get a chance to. Okay, so 5 seconds left. So this game is over. I wasn't completely live. So this game is done. So yeah, man, the Knicks have hit on some players though, so you got to give the Knicks credit for hitting on some young players, but not everybody's gonna hit. What I'm saying? So you got to be lucky. Shout out to the Knicks. we have a lot of good talent on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Most of our talent is not going to be homegrown stuff. I'm still hoping Pac Home could be somebody. I'm still hoping some of these other guys too, Dink Pate. Hopefully we can develop some of these guys into players. We'll see, as time goes on. But just based off of this, man, like who do you invite to be on the roster? This guy Muhammad Diwara, in his debut, 7.7 rebounds. I thought he tried. I thought he tried. You know, Dink Pate, I don't think he played that great. I think he tried. I'll say that. I think he tried. He played erratic, looked crazy, but his jump shot looks nuts. He's just shooting it all strength. There's no feel to his jump shot. So I mean, he's got to figure that out. It's not my problem. These guys need to figure it out. So I mean, it's quite, Knicks have some talent to look at, but it's up to these guys to figure it out. And I think the Knicks, for the most part, should basically ignore everybody that played today. Don't even Anybody that played today in the summer league should be completely ignored. None of these guys are good basketball players. If they're gonna make it to the G League and play in our G League and try to get better that way, there's still time. But a guy like Kevin McCullough, I believe, is like up in his 20s right now. Tyler Kolek is in his 20s too. So we got guys that should be already showing that they can play basketball. So, hopefully the rest of the summer league is better than what we saw today. This game was bad, very bad game. Second half, Knicks played a little bit better. First half, we were getting killed. Second half, we did it much better. But just not good enough, man. These guys just are not good basketball players. But it's not enough juice here to be talking these guys up. But like I said, go to your favorite podcasters now. Go to their page, listen to their analysis, and tell me if they're full of shit. And if they're full of shit, please let them know. And I'm talking about like Sim. I'm talking about Tony. I'm talking about these guys. These are my guys. I'm talking about Nick of Time guys. I've been on Nick of Time's channel. They've never invited me to get on any other segment with them. Only on stuff that we were doing with the Knicks nightcap. So I'm not throwing nothing, no shade at them, but maybe one day we will do something. But they've never hit me up to do anything. You know what I'm saying? But go to their page. They're definitely gonna do some post game stuff. Listen to those guys and see what they're saying about certain players. You know what I'm saying? And just go from there. Even outside of them, go to some of your other favorite guys and just check them out, see what they're saying. And just don't let them get away with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them get away with bullshit. Get in the comments and tell them what you feel, and then just let the chips fall where they go. Shout out to Nick Nation in the place. He says, I'm keeping the French rookie, the center from the trade. I'm looking to cut KMJ and Mahjong if they don't show better on Sunday. Yeah, these definitely on the chopping block, man. This NBA is an unforgiving league. Right now, we can sign a player right now that's going to completely bury all these guys, and then we could just leave a roster spot open, and then we can use that for somebody that we have on the G League currently, and put them on a two-way contract or something like that. So it is what it is, man. So I'm just scrolling through here, looking at your last few comments, guys. Definitely appreciate some of the stars of the show here. Once again, AP is definitely one of the stars of the show. He said, when I think of Italian, I think of Brooklyn. Yeah, I think of Brooklyn too. But it's really the Brooklyn accent, not to just isolate Italian people. I'm from Brooklyn. I don't think I sound like half of the guy. You talk like that. All that squeaky. It's really like a New Jersey accent, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what they want. They want that type of shit on the airwaves because they think that's what sells. That bullshit New York stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not really authentic to the city. But anyway, I digress. The next game is coming pretty soon. I don't even think it's worth to even mention that. But Vegas Summer League, it's definitely hard to navigate this. But let's see if they allow me to look through. Let me see game stats videos upcoming. No, it's just too much to click. So anyway, I believe there's a game coming Sunday, right? I think somebody said it already. I think Sunday. I think Nick Nation said it. I think we play Sunday. So tune in for Sunday. Sunday, I don't think I'll be home in time to do a watch along. We'll see. If I'm home in time, I'll do a watch along. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not doing anything, it's definitely on us it's on the weekend. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get in front of the camera. But if I can, we'll see what happens, man. We'll talk about that too. But anyway, I'll check you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the short form. I was trying to get Instagram involved, but Instagram locked me out. I wasn't able to get Instagram on. You know what I'm saying? So I'll try again next time. If it doesn't work, then I'll see what I did wrong. But I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Diehard Eru. Appreciate all the love and support throughout the years. I'll be doing more content here and there, man. Like I said, I got a couple bones to pick with certain comments that was made recently, and to give more in-depth opinions about all Knicks related stuff, man. So just tune in for Diehard Knicks. Also, man, I would like to say that I made 3,000 subscribers finally. You know what I'm saying? So I've been stuck on 270 something. I've been stuck on 2,970 something for like over a year. You know what I'm saying? I got a copyright strike on the channel. The channel wasn't responding. All kind of stuff was happening. I gave up a couple times, so it kind of messed up the algorithm. But the last month I got like 50 something subscribers in last month. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate the new support of the channel. So since the support is coming back in there, I owe it to you guys to put out more content. So I will do that. So definitely would like to celebrate the 3,000 too, because I have something on my desk, a couple things on my desk that I wanted to give away to you guys. And I had these things for like over a year now that I wanted to give away to you guys. When I hit the 3,000, but I never got the 3,000. I got so much things on my desk that's still sitting here that I'm trying to give away. It's so funny that I was trying to give away NBA 2K, but here it is. NBA 2K26 is about to come out. And I still haven't given away the 2025 that I've been trying to give away all year. You know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate you guys for getting me to 3,000. Some of these things here, I still would like to give these things away. So tune in for that. I'll make announcements on YouTube and Instagram, letting you guys know when I do these giveaways. So I will do a giveaway pretty soon, to give this stuff away. And to back to you guys just to show my appreciation throughout the years, man. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. Check you guys next time, and definitely please support all the shorts and reels that I've been posting on, as well. You guys have definitely been enjoying them. I'll still be doing those, so please support those short form content. Long form content is coming back, man. So definitely tune in for that. Your boy Eru is out. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Eru, I see you.